Welcome in, everybody, to the first live streaming session of our Giants rebuild. We are coming off a very interesting season where we kind of bounced back. We were really struggling early on, looked like we were down and out, fought back into the wild card, picked up a playoff win over Jordan Love and the Bucs in an excellent game. And then we fell just all so short against our division rival Cowboys, getting their revenge on us after we beat them last year. That's definitely a rivalry that's been fun, but we have some roster decisions to make. We did pay Daniel Jones, but we didn't pay him a lot. We kind of knew some regression after a Super Bowl run in his first year was potentially on the horizon. And sure enough, he comes out and was just Daniel Jones. Again, absolutely abysmal season. Not like terrible, but not enough for a roster that we feel very good about. 28th in yards. I mean, did I just read 43rd in passer rating? Obviously, that doesn't include everybody, but or that includes too many people. 7.1 yards per attempt. Like, just not enough. Only a 60% completion percentage. We're going to be thinking about that quarterback position and what we might be able to do there, because the rest of this roster is really in very good shape. The defense has just like totally balled out come playoff time. We don't even really have any true needs. We do have a couple guys hitting the market, but we are going to entertain a quarterback trade and potential drafting of a quarterback here, but let us advance through the offseason. There's also some staff moves for the first time in this series. I wanted to kind of let the guys stay in place for a couple years, but Brandon Staley gets fired after a disappointing season for the Chargers. They were like 4 or 5 wins. Dan Campbell era in Detroit is over. Matt Rule finally on his way out. Nick Sirianni, who must have been hired. Maybe we did have changes on last year. I just haven't noticed any. I thought I had it off. But anyway, Nick Sirianni was apparently the Seahawks coach, so he gets fired. David Coley gets fired in Houston. Bruce Arians retires. So some new coaches entering the picture here. And the first kind of trade that we're thinking about is going to be Russell Wilson. I'll talk a little bit about that in a second, but let's get through the playoffs. Can Dallas finish this run? Or will they fall short yet again? And they fall short. Green Bay is heading to the Super Bowl against the Colts. We have also been asked to coach the Pro Bowl. Or not. I thought they were asking us to coach the Pro Bowl. Just some random media question, but we'll take those 5 staff points to the bank. Let's look at the Pro Bowl roster and see who made it for us. No Daniel Jones, but some new names in the NFC. Jordan Love, Dak Prescott makes it. Sam Howell for the Washingtons make it. Wide receiver. None of our guys had the numbers for that. O-line. Ikem Ekwonu made the Pro Bowl for us. That's interesting. I don't think he can get a dev, but that might be something to think about. Maybe a little breakout scenario for Ikem Ekwonu if he continues to play great. Defensively, Leonard Williams makes it. 17.5 sack season. Could he be going up to X Factor for us after another amazing season? That's definitely possible. Cornerback, no. Safety, no. So just a couple names for us. So Colts, Packers, Super Bowl 58. Can Rodgers get another one? Hey, good for you, Rodgers. Jordan Love wins MVP and Aaron Rodgers wins a Super Bowl. Everybody wins. How about that? All right. So I mentioned Russell Wilson's name. The Seahawks just fired Nick Sirianni. That didn't work out. They won 5 games this year. We are, of course, in a different timeline, different megaverse, if you will, where Russ hasn't made his way out of Seattle quite yet, but we have obviously seen him get traded in real life. Quite realistic to imagine the Seahawks going a different direction, especially because in this world, they actually have Matt Corral still waiting for his opportunity. So let's look at Russell Wilson. He's also in the final year of his contract. He's still an 88 overall. He's 33 years old. Sorry, 35 years old. Traits are dropping off a little bit, but he's still a monster. And I think this would be a pair of first-round picks at this point. He hasn't been winning a lot of games. And I think that would be about the price. Although we are picking a little bit lower, 26 there. So, what's going on here? Why can't I add any picks to this? What was that all about? Let's try that again. Trade 4. Weird. I don't know what that was all about. So 2 firsts and maybe a third? I don't know if they would take this straight up, but I think considering they have Matt Corral, new coach coming in, this is comparable to, I would say, when Matthew Stafford was traded. Similar age, almost identical draft capital. Really adds up to me. And they're not interested in it, but I think I will force the game's hand here, I think. Chat, you guys can tell me, but I think this trade makes a ton of sense. Dan Campbell goes to Seattle. So let's push this thing through. We're going to go first, a third, and a first next year, and hope that this is what will set us over. It's also a pretty cap-friendly deal. Now, we'd probably give him a new contract, which is fine. But we're going to have to probably find a fitter for Daniel Jones. I do think we could get something for Jones. So we could probably get one of those picks back. I think the unfortunate thing is we do have to take a penalty to get rid of him. Like, we gave him that big contract, but you can see it works out because Russ's contract is so friendly in the first year. So, like, $40 million, $46 million, that's like the cost of a great quarterback in 1 year. But Daniel Jones at 27 years old, he's been in a Super Bowl. I think we can get a second-round pick back for Daniel Jones. Let's see who needs it the most. The Broncos. The Browns still looking for a new quarterback. I mean, the Colts just went to a Super Bowl with Teddy Bridgewater. They probably wouldn't make that trade. The Lions still have Jared Goff. It's time. It's time, Detroit, to draft someone. Rodgers still playing. How about the Saints here? They have Kyle Trask. Daniel Jones would look good in a Saints jersey. Do it for a second-round pick. Boom. Fair trade. So, we have a quarterback. How about that? That was fun. We have never made a trade like that in a rebuild. Fun to mix it up.
It's my team.
We got to get Russ. What does he wear? Number 3? So Russell Wilson, we're hoping can be that. This is like almost identical actually to the Rams, who still had Jared Goff pretty fresh on his contract. I think Goff was 1 more year in, but team was great. But a quarterback at 35 years old, just like Matthew Stafford, becomes available. They give up 2 firsts and a 2 firsts and a third, and they give their quarterback away as well. And look how it worked out for them. We are hoping for an identical result here to take that next step. And it does hurt our cap situation. We're not going to have as much money to go around. That brings us down to $4.5 million, but we might be able to make some cuts and stuff. Maybe even a realistic restructure or something like that. But let's advance to the re-sign stage, because we do have some decisions to make. Some big players set to depart. Most notably being at cornerback, Adoree Jackson is up. What's this about? I thought Russ was still under contract. Is EA gonna EA on us? He should be fine. I thought he had another year. It said 1 year when he should be fine. He's under contract for 2024, which that's this year, right? So it should be fine. Hopefully he doesn't hit free agency. But Adoree Jackson at 28 years old, he actually only wants a 1 year deal. Xavier McKinney's also up, but we have young star players ready to step in at those positions. We'll talk about that in just a second. Beyond that, we're actually not losing too many key pieces. So this is not as bad as I thought, which makes the Russell Wilson trade make even more sense. This team is just so ready to go. So we have Tariq Castro-Fields is a 76 with star development. Aaron Robinson also hasn't gotten a chance to show his skills off. We still have James Bradbury on the roster. And then at safety, we have Denzel Kramer, who was a second-round pick last year with star dev, 22 years old, really good athlete. I think if we're going to bring anybody back, it would be Adoree Jackson. But I'm actually pretty comfortable letting both those guys go. Hey, Teddy, come here. Say hi. Say hello. Hi, chat. It's me, Teddy. So I think I will let those guys go. We can always attempt to re-sign them, but before we do that, we should... I clicked the wrong button there. We should take a look at any cap casualties we may have here. So we go to team salaries. We could save 18 million on Kenny Golladay. That's actually pretty freaking tempting. I might wait and see who's in free agency. Ja'Carry Robinson's getting a little expensive here. I might save that money. Like Lil Dicky. Anyone else? Matt Parrott's up. We are going to have to figure out a right tackle. We can always move Ikem Ekwonu to right tackle after a couple years at guard. That's not unheard of. But Cam Robinson is up, which is not insignificant, but I'm not going to pay him. We're also going to need an answer at DN, but we have some youth. We have guys like Farrell and Hinton, who might be able to step into that role. I do want to move Carter officially over to middle linebacker because he was balling out at middle linebacker for us. He's almost a value at this point after the year he had. But a full-on kind of position change works out well for him in this world. And we can also release Drew Tranquil because of that, who we signed as a Band-Aid, but we found an answer elsewhere with Lorenzo Carter. Thanks for the follows, guys. Big Fan Sports Fire Baseball game. So we cleared up a little bit of cap space here, giving us a little freedom. At corner, Robinson's actually getting a little bit pricey there. 1.1 mil. Clocky with the follow as well. Thank you. Thank you. I do think it really makes sense to let Kenny Golladay go. There's probably going to be wide receiver options, but we don't have to do that right now. We can wait and see who actually hits the market and then release him. So that will be the game plan there. Let's just do our staff upgrades before we advance. And once we have that money, we can talk about retaining maybe one of those guys that we're letting go. But for now, I think it makes sense to maybe try and find value in free agency instead. But let's maybe see if we can get a little... Oh, wow. That costs all of our stuff there. Okay. So let's advance. So our needs are going to be... We need another offensive lineman. We need a tackle or a guard. We can move Ekwonu out to tackle if we want. We don't need a safety. We don't need a corner, but we are losing starters there. And then at wide receiver, I was hoping for more. I was really hoping there would be some better options here. Galladay certainly has not been bad for us, so I think we keep Galladay. I was really thinking there's going to be some bigger names there, so that definitely is going to be expensive, but we're not upgrading, so we'll stay put there. There's options on the O-line. So Cam Robinson's getting offers. Ekwonu can absolutely kick out to tackle. He played it in college. And there's options at guard. So I think what we'll do is sign somebody here. I think maybe Darrell Williams would be a good fit. 32 years old. He's still 78. It would cost us everything we have. Maybe we can reduce this down to like 6 and get enough to find another value free agent signing somewhere. So maybe we can attract that. Worded Tarantula with the Prime sub. Thank you. Appreciate it. ZMR, do I have opinions on the 2023 draft? No, I really do not. I love Bryce Young. I love Will Anderson. That's all I can say. I'm still trying to get through the 2022 draft, so really don't have opinions, and probably won't until this time next year, next January or so. So stream just cut. We've been dealing with these issues, but we should be good now. Didn't really miss anything other than me making a little laughable offer at Justin Tucker. Darrell Williams did not accept in the first stage, so we are going to make a new offer to him. I'm going to bump it up by about a $500,000 for him. See if he likes that any better. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to advance. Be nice to know. Okay, good. We got Darrell Williams. We also have 5th year options. An actual... Thanks, EA. On that one. So, Kadarius Toney, yeah, I think we want to do our 5th year on him. So we'll file away that paperwork. Good to have that back. It was broken for a long time. So we've got Darrell Williams under contract now. Let's go ahead and, you know what I'm actually going to do is Darrell Williams has played better at tackle than he has at guard in his career, including when he was in Buffalo with Brian Dable. So I'm just going to kick him back out to tackle, and I'm actually just going to keep Ekwonu at left guard. He made the Pro Bowl. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think this makes more sense. So we're going to go Darrell Williams at right tackle. Excellent signing to fill a big need. We get cheaper at that position, and our O-line is locked and loaded. Probably going to want to draft someone on the D-end position. Linebacker, we're good. I should look at our... Oh, okay, hang on. We should look at our... Yes, Leonard Williams does get Fear Factor, by the way, or X Factor. He gets Fearmonger. I think that's probably good. Well, yeah, we'll keep it. Keep what's natural there. And it looks like Jermaine Johnson, who did have a good year, goes up. He gets Ripper. It's fine by me. He goes up to Superstar. He's been a great pick. Excited to see what Tariq Castro Fields can do for us. Big opportunity for him this year. We do need a kicker. Saquon stays at Superstar. Let's take a look at this draft, because we do have a 2nd round pick still. which we could use to fill safety or defensive end. This big reason that Russell Wilson trade was so sweet is we don't have a lot of big needs here. I think I'll throw a couple of these focus players out on just some options at those position groups we lost, and then let's take a look at is there a good hybrid defensive end type that would make sense for us? Maybe look at defensive tackles in the second, third round range. Pat Gordon. We'll go that route. We'll circle back to the draft next week. Obviously, draft becomes less of a focus when we trade away. We actually have 2 second-round picks. But draft becomes much less of a focus when we give away our first and third round picks. We have a little bit of free agency money left to spend at $1.95 million. I think kicker would be a good place to spend that money. Justin with the prime, just the sub, not even a prime sub. Thank you, Justin. I greatly appreciate that. You the man. But yeah, let's use this money on a kicker. We had Tyler Bass last year, so let's keep Tyler Bass around. 3 years, 6.24. He should like that. Apparently, we don't have the cap space for that. There we go. Tyler Bass did not take our contract. Looked like there was plenty of kickers available. So we should be able to get one of these guys in preseason. You can also consider drafting one. But let's get to draft week. I think we should be able to handle drafting on the fly here. Scouting and drafting on the fly a little bit. I don't think I'll be navigating the draft at all. We're really just looking for role players, so I don't see trading up after we gave up our picks. So let's start the draft. Texans get the number 1 pick. And JT James, a lot of good quarterbacks in this class, so we're expecting. Don't tell me the Chargers take one. God damn it, I hate this game. Thanks, EA. 4 quarterbacks in the top 4. Woo. All right. Pick 10 in the second round. We should have just traded for Herbert if they were going to draft a quarterback 4th overall. God, this game sucks. I'm going to have to take over for the Chargers and send that guy else somewhere for something else. Just to get him in the field. Remind me to do that, chat. So, there are corners. So we don't need a corner. I'm just looking at these guys. We haven't really done any scouting, so we're kind of doing this on the fly. This guy's got good traits. Who was it that we did our focus on? It looks like it didn't even apply our focus, so who even cares? Yeah, it didn't even apply our freaking focus players.
Thanks,
God, this
EA.
game just sucks. This is why we're having fun. This game's really good. EA Sports is awesome. Wide receiver isn't not a need. Slow. It's like we didn't even scout any of these guys, so I don't know. Where did our scouting go to this year? Like, we're at 40% completion on everything. We're basically flying blind. Okay, it looks like the focus player at least worked on this guy. He's got B block shedding. He does have F power moves. We don't know anything about his finesse moves. But he's an athlete. Definitely tempting. What about Dion Peck? Great athlete. He's got a play rec. So he'd maybe be a little more risky because we didn't scout him as much, but there's also some first, second round guys here. This might be the way to go. Leonard Williams is 30 years old now. I think we'll wait here on the D tackle. We'll take the best looking one with our next pick. And then I kind of think wide receiver would be smart. And we can move on from Galladay in the future. The problem is we're flying blind here, so we got to kind of make an educated guess based on the physical traits. Chris Watford, 6'3", 315, slow. He's got B release at least. Not a lot of speed at wide receiver in this draft. This guy seems to be the favorite of our scouts. But I'm not impressed. Honestly, I'm not really feeling any of those wide receivers. How about we just take a tight end with elite speed? First, second round projection. We don't... I mean, we have Evan Ingram, but he hasn't been too much for us. So how about we take a tight end? Great athlete. So we pick at 26. We're going to go with the best D tackle available here. That Campbell guy out of Stanford's still there. So this is the guy we did our focus on. Let's take the guy with the better strength between these two. So he's got 30 bench press. He's got 35. We're going to go here. Deion Peck out of UCF. Athletic, strong. Now we go to the fourth. We'll probably draft a receiver in the fourth. That guy, Daly, out of Colorado, is still there. Sure, let's take him. '87 speed. Yikes, dude. You might have to play in the slot with that. I was hoping he'd at least have like 89. See why he fell. Oh, there's a left tackle available. 21 years old out of Buffalo. Not a great athlete, but he did 36 bench presses at his run block is F. Let's take him. Yeah, he's a tree. We basically just drafted David Bell. He's quick, good hands, but terribly slow. Let's grab a corner. Let's try and find an athlete at corner. Only one guy left with a draftable grade. 4.45, good 3-cone. Sure. Yikes, this guy's stiff as hell. We're going kicker with our last round pick. I don't know anything about these guys, so we'll take the top one. 95 kick power. I can mess with that. All right, let's find out if any of these guys are worth anything. I don't mind our 2 second round guys. So Larry Meeks is a 73. His blocking is like, we can work with that. Not ideal, but it's not like he can't get a hold of anybody. So he'll be behind Ingram for a year, but I'm not opposed to that. This guy's pretty good. 73 for a second round pick. It's an upgrade from Mario Edwards. Does he have good power moves? Or he's a finesse guy, which is fine because he's going to play DN for us. Those are solid second rounders. Tashawn Daly's a 66. He's got good shiftiness. What's his run block? 55. I mean, he is basically David Bell. His change of direction isn't great, but it's a good blocker. Decent after the catch. I mean, he's kind of a slot guy. We have a lot of slot guys, but it could be worse. Zach Davis, just a developmental young piece. This cornerback, wait, whoa, our kicker's a 75 overall. Damn. Well, that works. I don't know why we know he has 95 kick power. At least we hit on our kicker, right? Shaq Blaylock. Does he have good press? Because we can work with this if he has good press. 67. It's his best coverage skill. He's a project, but we took him late. All right. I'd say we did okay. We did okay, considering we didn't have first round pick or a third round pick. And now we get to the preseason and get this thing underway. Hall of Fame induction. Antonio Gates, hey, these young tight ends. We should probably actually hire and assign our scouts. We are going to be on a total EA fictional class at this point. By the way, we don't need to scout quarterbacks anymore, so we can get rid of him. Probably don't need to scout outside linebackers either. Or middle linebackers. Our needs have changed. Let's hire... I think we should get a cornerback scout as our tier 3 if we can. Doesn't look like it. So let's hire TJ Hoosh. Wide receiver is going to be a need for us. Can we get a tier 2 corner scout? There we go. Rondé Barber. Bringing all the oldies back. And then let's get another couple of corner and wide receiver scouts. I know, Justin. I always thought that was weird that you have to fire your scouts. Like, it is kind of a weird way to do it. Like, they should just have, I don't know. I guess I don't know a good answer for that, but focus players. We have 2 X Factors on the team now to step up. Dean is only 23 years old. Let's keep going with Ekwonu. I might have a little breakout something or other for him. Let's do, Denzel Kramer, and probably, honestly, I think we should go with Castro Fields because he's going to be starting. We still haven't unlocked bonus focus players yet. Might want to do that. Let's take a peek. Free agency. Fullback, I do need someone, so let's grab Kari Blasingame. I don't really think we're going to spend a whole lot of money here. To be honest, I think we can actually probably just get started. We didn't end up getting a safety, so let's bring in Tracy Walker. I think that's a good depth piece. I like Devin Lloyd, Panda. I'm just going to say wait for tomorrow morning's mock draft. He will be in the first round this time. I talk a little bit about him. Other than that, you can find it all on Patreon with the write-ups. But let's do upgrades. Yep, I have a mock recorded. It will be uploading at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. All right, let's get through this preseason. Where does this cornerback class rank compared to previous seasons? Honestly, I think last year's was a lot deeper. Let's get to cut week here. Do I like George Pickens at 28 to Green Bay? Yeah, I don't hate it. We got some more scenarios here. Pickens is one of the few receivers tall enough that Green Bay would even have on their draft board. If you're not over 6 feet tall, they're not going to think about you. And they're not thinking about Jamison Williams either because of the injury. Are you crazy for having a UDFA grade on Leal? That's a little harsh. Whoops. I just wasted that by clicking A too fast. Guess we get 3 juke moves. Oh, dang. 4,500 XP? Dotson doing a joint mock with other YouTubers? Yeah, I mean, of course. It's hard to get. We're all super busy, and it's hard to organize all that stuff. But I'll be doing some joint content over the next month or so. We have 8 cuts to make. Let's do our upgrades first. Dickinson working his way up to his second ability. Maybe we should actually change a focus player to him so he can get that ability. Kramer taking over as the free safety this year. Excited to see what he can do. Brendan Whitfield. There's a lot of role players getting better here. I feel like Aziz needs a little more power to balance out his game here. Let me get my cut soundbite ready. 8 cuts to make. We got a lot of running backs on this roster. We do not need your slow ass or your lousy ass. A couple of snips for them. Snip, snip. This is the guy we did the focus or the scenario thing on. Man, this wide receiver group is going to have to really step up this year. Zach Gross might have to have a big year. But we are actually going to, I think, practice squad Eric Brewer. So it doesn't even matter that he got the wide receiver training thing. Roy Wilson, practice squad. O-line. Looks good. Defensive line, we need to move some of these guys to defensive end. So Dion Peck. I think we have Leonard at left end, so let's put him at right. Get you a better number, too. Game always gets all glitchy when you change players' positions from the cut menu. Oh, I got that wrong. Dion Peck needs to go to left end. Sorry. We do have Christopher Hinton there. Let's move. I'm going to cut this guy. And let's move BJ Rainey over to right end. Linebacker room. Probably don't need 5 guys, but we don't have a lot more cuts to make here. Cam Brown and Ellerson Smith. I think it's time to say goodbye to Cam Brown. Dude, I will also die laughing if the Jags take Trayvon Walker 1.1. What's up, AES? How's it going? Thank you for the reminder as well, Coaster Hour, to fix the Chargers. So they drafted a freaking quarterback. All right, we're cutting your slow ass. Taylor Stewart, you're going back to the practice squad. Oh, you can't even go to the practice squad. That's all right. I think that's actually all the cuts we need to make. Yep, that's 53 players. We're going to keep 7 corners. It's all good. All right, let's fix the Chargers real quick. Should we just trade Herbert and send this thing into chaos? They literally can't. So who wants a quarterback? Broncos? Who you got? Carson Wentz. Browns. You get a quarterback, and you're gonna send him Travis Jones and a first-round pick. Oh, come on. Make this any more difficult on us? We literally have to lower the Chargers cap just so we can trade away the quarterback. What a mess. He's got hidden dev too. This guy's super good, and they freaking took him. Oh, he has superstar X Factor. Oh my god. We're just gonna do this. We're just gonna pretend the Browns made this trade on draft day. Who did the Browns actually end up drafting? Let's just flip their rookies. This guy? Is this who they took? Dang. Jaleel Worthy. We'll just pretend this was the trade. Why don't they have a forced trade button? You mean like 2K has? Yeah, exactly like 2K has. In theory, this actually is a decent trade for both sides. All right. Thanks for wasting our time, EA. Okay. Can we get those focus players upgraded at all? Let's see. Not quite. We're getting there. Oh, that's not even the right one. Dang it. We could have. On to Baker Mayfield week against Steelers.